Hi everybody, welcome to your networking lecture. This lecture is going to focus on what networking is, different types of networking, whether it be professional or personal, different platforms for you to do that, whether that's either in person, with colleagues, coworkers, classmates, or online platforms such as LinkedIn. You are going to be building professional connections. That is what networking is in a general sense as you go through your internship and well into your careers. You network every day, whether you realize it or not, by making these meaningful connections with people at the sterile processing internship. So whether it's a team lead or somebody that's just working there or an educator or a manager, those simple conversations can have lasting impacts. So it's important to always be mindful of those conversations, but also to look for areas where you can pick up some of that insider information, some of those tips and tricks to help you excel and grow in your sterile processing career. So whether you are leveraging networking to find job opportunities or to seek different types of professional development and certifications, networking is a critical part of not just sterile processing, but in general, making those connections, whether it's personal, in your personal world or in your professional world. For the majority, what we focus on for this module will be for professional networking. So at the end of this module, you will be creating a LinkedIn account if you do not already have one. Within creating that account, there's very specific instructions on what to do in other professional organizations for you to follow. So be sure that you're following the guidelines when you are creating that LinkedIn account. But for right now, stay tuned for the rest of this networking lecture. So what is networking? Well, by definition, it is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. Again, you do this without even noticing. It is conversations that you have with various people, whether you know them or you don't. It is a way to expand your social group in a professional sense. And the goal is for professionals to connect and help each other grow in their careers. Again, networking is conversations, but at the end of the day, a lot of jobs that we find or hear about are through friends or people who knows somebody who knows somebody. So it is important that we maintain a certain level of professionalism when we are talking and communicating with others within our field. All right, so where can networking happen? Well, it can happen pretty much anywhere, whether it's a business setting, a business casual setting, or even online. So some examples are in the office. You guys right now at your internship are networking as you are, sitting in assembly or in decon and you're communicating with other professionals that there. At happy hours, that is more of a casual setting. After work, people go out and, get some food afterwards and, just kind of relax and communicate in a much more laid back type of environment. But of course, networking can happen there. And many oftentimes, especially in the big business world, that is where networking happens. It can also happen on the online platforms such as LinkedIn, and that is a professional networking community. So we will talk more about that for our big assignment at the end of this module. All right, so why is networking important? We've got a couple different reasons. The first is networking contributes to your social well-being. So your social well-being, we will discuss in the next slide a little more in depth for that. Networking can also lead to an exchange of ideas. It also helps you meet people at all professional levels and can help boost your professional confidence. So your social well-being. So this is going to help you build relationships that could be your key to career success. 23% of people submit their resumes through friends or former colleagues. Again, in a lot of business senses, it's not it's more than just turning in your resume. You have a better chance of having your resume looked at if you know somebody on the inside or somebody knows somebody who knows you. It's also good because if you are working in a certain setting and you have a friend reach out to you and they're like, hey, we have this role, this will be perfect for you. And when people know you're interested, they may help you find an opportunity you may have otherwise missed. So a good example of this is I worked in a former setting where we had a job opening that was the perfect fit for somebody that I knew, but they had never thought about being on this side of healthcare or in medicine. But they had all the qualifications. So it was a good way to bring light to this position and introduce my friend to that certain role. This is also good when you are looking on LinkedIn because you can follow different companies that you're interested in and see jobs that they are posting that you may or may not have even known existed. Another key component to networking is the exchange of ideas. So hearing what others are doing may inspire you to bring new techniques or skills to your job. So I don't know about you, but for me, when I am surrounded with other like-minded people or professionals who are advancing their career and they're highly motivated, it inspires me to become motivated as well, or to look at my professional world and see, is there areas where I could improve, where I could step outside of my comfort zone and proceed to the next level? How do I do that? So seeing my peers doing things like that is really inspiring as far as getting me to re-examine different, skills that I could bring into my professional world. We also talk about unique perspectives. Just simple conversation can lead to a different perspective you may or may not have thought about. The big one here is brainstorming ideas if you're stuck on a project. This happens quite often where we kind of have our way of that we approach projects, that we complete tasks or assignments, and then, if we're stuck and we brainstorm with somebody and they have all these great ideas. And so that exchange of ideas can really enhance the workplace or enhance a project if you're stuck on one. All right, regarding networking, meeting various professional levels, you are in a unique situation where you work at a facility where not only the managers, but the educators and the team leads are all in one building on one floor and can mingle with people of all different types of education levels. So this is a great place to be where you can, ask them questions, have conversations, get that wisdom, that insider tips and tricks that are going to help you succeed in your career. This is also good when you are going to apply to a job, when you know that you can put somebody's name down on the resume that you have been referred by. So let's just say if it's an offsite and you know the educator, you know the manager, you've met everybody, and they said, hey, we have this position coming up, apply for it online. And if it asks who you referred by, put my name down. So again, knowing people at higher levels, higher professional levels, is going to be the key to getting you in the door a lot of times. Just that simple name drop. So being able to have that good relationship, good working relationship is really important. And last but not least is confidence. Networking will help build your confidence. At first, it is a little awkward, it's a little uneasy when you are meeting new people and you don't exactly know how to get those conversations started. But at a certain point, when you are fostering these relationships and you're, creating this small talk and forming these new relationships, it is going to be a confidence booster for you. And again, this can happen within the workplace. This can even happen, in a grocery store. If you see somebody out in the grocery store that you work with, or a professor, and you're able to make this small talk. You've networked with them. That's going to help build your confidence. So when you walk away, you're like, wow, I can talk to people. I can talk to people with various education levels. I'm comfortable doing that. And it does take a little while for you to get there. It did for me anyway. But I think repetition and practicing, just meeting new people and having those conversations, helps build your confidence. So that is the end of this lecture. Please pay attention to due dates and assignments for this module. Again, networking is so important for your professional world. It really can help get your foot in the door somewhere where previously just, applying may not have, raised the flag to pull your resume. So be mindful, especially at your internship, that while you're not getting paid while you are there, you are making these really important connections. And this is a very small community, even though we have various medical facilities. So if one person leaves one facility, they go to another, they're going to know people. So it's important to always make those good, lasting impressions, and always kind of present yourself in a professional way. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the next lecture.